Today at Midwest Air Compressors, I'm going to show you main and basic components of an air compressor. They're not going to be really any different from 5 horse all the way up to our 300 horsepowers. So I'm going to do a little bit of component identification first, and then I'll walk you through simple service, and that should be pretty much the same all the way through every model that we have. Once you understand the components, it should be very simple to service after this video. So let's jump right into it. This is your inlet. Your air filter will always be connected either a hose to a canister like this. You pop off these clips and your air filter will slide out, or on the smaller units it's going to be mounted right on top of the inlet. Basically remove the cap, pop the filter out, pop a new one in, and that's your air filter changed. Again, oil filter, very straightforward. Unscrew, lefty-loosey, it should come out. Put the new one on, make sure you lube up the O-ring that goes inside, and make sure the old O-ring isn't stuck to the manifold, because it will give you big problems. Some of the smaller units, almost all of them, your oil filter will be mounted right here instead of down here off of the sump. Same thing, lefty-loosey, take it off, lube up the new O-ring, and replace it in that place. Next thing, and the only complicated part of servicing, is your separator, and your separator is under this lid. Is what we're going to need to do to change out this separator is remove this line, remove this line. If you've been running, this line will have pressure in it all the way up to your cooler, through the cooler, and out to your plant. Should have a valve right here or somewhere in line to shut off the air to the system so you can actually perform this service. Always do service when the machine is powered off and disconnected. You can bleed the air in a couple of different ways. You can crack this nut, you can crack that nut, and make sure this line doesn't have pressure in it. It will hold because of this minimum pressure valve. Your sump might be reading 0. On this gauge like this, that means that this tank is reading 0, but you can still have pressure here, so make sure you blow that off, bleed it out, release any pressure in this line. Once you have all the pressure out of this line, remove it, take this line off, remove this sensor. You can unscrew it right here, like so. Next is your scavenge line. This line goes all the way down to the bottom of the separator filter and touches the bottom of the inside of the filter. It scavenges any oil that collects and pools up and draws it back down into the air end. Once you have this line, this sensor, this line removed, and this disconnected, you should be able to slide that line all the way out. The next step is remove these bolts, lift the lid up and out of the machine. This is a 75 horsepower unit. While it might be a little bit different, your components are still going to be the same. Your air filter is always going to be mounted on top of your inlet. Oil filter. It's the same process, just a little bit different machine, a little bit bigger, but overall the components and process is the same. So once you have all the bolts out of here, you can remove this lid. There's a filter down inside. Pull that out, scrape off any remaining gasket material in the bottom or on the underside of the lid, scrape it clean, and then you're ready to replace the filter, which is called the separator. Feel free to put a marker, paint pen, anything else like that to know how the lid sits on there. Once you have the new filter down inside, put the lid back on, torque these bolts, replace all the lines, replace this line, tighten accordingly, and you should be ready to run. If your oil level sits like this, about an inch or two higher than this level while you're not running and you have to change the oil, It's not a bad idea to fill it back up roughly to where it was, as long as your oil level was good beforehand. Then you'll almost assure that your oil level is going to be floating in here while it's running. Your controller might be a little bit different, but overall it's the same menus and same locations for everything. So once you're done servicing it, you're probably going to have to change the maintenance hours, which I'll show you now. So here's the main screen of the controller. This is a MAM 6070. Should be the same screen. You want to go to menu, go to maintenance parameters. Your run time is going to be how much it counted up. Your max times are your limits. So oil max time, which is going to be your oil filter, is at 1500. Right now we're only at 303 for an example. So we've got 1200 more hours before we have to change the oil filter. Now if you want to replace these and change these to zeros after your service, enter your password of 8888, hit enter, confirm, and now we are able to change the hours back to 0. Once you get done completing the service on the machine, oil filter, air filter, separator, oil change, then make sure your hours are replaced and changed back to 0. You should be able to fire it up and you should be ready to go. Thank you very much for watching this video, and I hope it helps you.